Antarctica, desolate and vast, a land of ice and water. At least that is what we're told, but there is more variety and reasons to value this land than we often think. Today we cover a silver coin hailing from our southernmost land. We will learn the story of the British Antarctic Territory as well as the Emperor Penguin that is hosted on this fantastic low mintage silver bullion coin with a very high upside, as it's already being sold on eBay for a bit more than you can buy it for on APMEX, which is where I got mine. As of the filming of this video, they are still being sold at APMEX, and you can support this channel and get one of these at the same time by using my affiliate link in the description. But don't do that unless this coin is right for you. Well, is it? Find out today, here on The Culture of Currency. Today, we get to learn about a land that even now is disputed by nations, which is understandable, but also a topic for another video. So where exactly is the British Antarctic Territory? Well, when looking at Antarctica, like this, there is one section that has a peninsula and a cluster of islands that juts out towards Argentina. If you follow this area down the coast towards the bay to where the land slowly curves and then draw a wedge to the center of the South Pole, you have the British Antarctic Territory. This area is vast, making it the largest of the 14 overseas territories covered by the British, and is probably one of the most sought-after territories that I would like to visit. What makes this area more beautiful than the rest of Antarctica is probably the cluster of islands jutting north, as well as the geography of those islands, because that means that they're not completely covered by ice, which leads to a lot of rocky outcrops and beautiful scapes provided by things like moss and lichen. Because of this, these rocky outcrops often are a host of a network of biodiversity. Obviously, today we're going to talk about the Emperor Penguin, which does reside in the territory, but the penguin would not live here if it were not able to eat. Both the northern and southern oceans are nutrient dense. I feel like I should talk in Sir David Attenborough's voice when reading this. Let me try that again. Both the northern and southern oceans are nutrient-dense, teeming with microbes which feed small filter feeders like plankton, which then feed the small fish, which lead to, even bigger still in the largest mammals, the whales. This is the area where it is one of the best places on Earth to observe wildlife, as long as you are dressed for the occasion. Now that I've got that out of the way, now that you know about the British Antarctic Territory, we can focus on the Emperor Penguin, which is the tallest and weightiest of all penguin species. It also has the most beautiful hint of yellow to accompany the formal attire often worn by penguins. If you look at the beak, you will also see a sharp line of carnation pink. Yes, this is a bird that is dressed to impress. In order to live in such a place, you have to be able to eat quite a bit, and this species of penguin has a buffet ready each time it dives to the frigid deep. The Emperor Penguin, like all penguins, love to frequent the upscale buffet provided by the Antarctic, feeding on a variety of krill, fish, crustaceans, and even cephalopods like squid. Now that you know a little bit about this beautiful bird, let's see if it's right for you as we place it on our 60-point scale. When we look at the obverse, we are met with the refined design of King Charles. The legend tells us of which land this coin hails from, but we also see a very small PM near Charles's shoulder, which stands for the Pobjoy Mint. That's right, this is one of the last coins ever minted by Pobjoy, which just recently closed its doors, which is another reason why you might consider getting this coin. The frosted background is a nice touch to lift Charles, but I must admit it's not the most well-defined image of Charles, though it is pretty overall. In fact, I think the most exciting thing about this obverse might be the British Antarctic part, as that's so new to me, and obviously it's a new land for my collection. It is extremely high quality, and I scored a 7. Now it is time for the reverse, which of course is the star of our show. Two emperor penguins are walking the red carpet, and by red carpet I mean a patch of ice. They are dressed to impress, like we've noted before, and ready for their photo to be taken by all of the tabloids. We do see the £1 denomination, which is a fun, newer thing, as recent history would tell us that England decoupled from the euro and went back to the pound. We also see the P in a rectangle, which we should remember is from our friends at the Pobjoy Mint, like the Pegasus coin has from the Virgin Islands. I must admit, however, that this representation is not necessarily well defined and seems a little on the lackluster side from a design standpoint. There's not a lot of contrast between textures or any depth. If you're a huge design lover, this coin might not be your favorite, so I have to score it a 6. But now for some good news. This coin has more merit than the design would suggest. It has an extremely low mintage, which is really helpful when it comes to value. The mintage of this coin is just 10,000, which scores a 9. Now for cultural significance, which is another very strong category for this coin. We know that the British hold an area of the Antarctic, and we know that this species is found within the territory. In fact, if we were to ask people to name 2 animals that live in the Antarctic, they would probably get penguins and aliens, so therefore it scores a 10. Now for collectability. This is a coin that, as mentioned, does not have the strongest design. But hey, neither did Babe Ruth, and we still talk about him. The merits of this coin really are in the unique land and species paired with the low mintage. It is a very collectible coin under these areas, and as it is one of the last coins struck by the world-famous Pobjoy Mint, I think the desirability is high and it scores a 9. Our last area is uniqueness. Name a bullion coin from the Antarctic. I can't. Penguins on occasion have been used, but I find this coin to be extremely unique due to the nature of its geography, and score it a 9, bringing it to our final thought and score. It is not the most beautiful coin, but it is legendary in many other ways which we have discussed. The emperor penguin of the British Antarctic Territory scuttles past the line at an impressive 50 out of 60. I'm a little shocked myself to say it, as the design is a bit underwhelming, but the merits beyond the design speak very loudly. To reinforce my math and to show that I am not a kook, this coin has already been sold on eBay many times for over $40, which is quite a bit more than you'll pay for it at APMEX right now. So is it right for you? Well, it did score elite on my ranking. It does already sell for a profit. It is one of the last of the Pobjoy Mint coins, and it is probably one worth considering for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and please remember to always stay classy and current with the culture of currency.